Hello friends, today we are going to study chapter number 5, that is Forms of Business Organizations part 1. Along with the time, the needs of man has increased and become varied. Man became incapable to satisfy his needs by himself, so he needed the help of other peoples. Thus, the trading activities begin through barter system. Therefore, a class of people came into existence in the society who started spending time and energy to satisfy the needs of people by exchange activities of goods, services, and money. This class was called traders. For activities of purchase and sale, they introduced a different arrangement. Thus, different forms of business organizations such as sole proprietorship, partnership, HUF known as Hindu Undivided Family, cooperative societies, and joint stock companies or LLP came into existence one after the other. What is sole proprietorship? When only one person wishes to establish the business, arranges capital, and bear the profit and loss by himself, then it is called as sole proprietorship. A sole proprietorship, also known as the sole trader or simply a proprietorship, is a type of business entity that is owned and run by one natural person and in which there is no legal distinction between the owner and the business. The sole proprietorship is the oldest and simple than other forms of business organizations. This form came into existence right from the beginning of trading. In rapidly changing world, various forms of business came into existence and got developed. But this oldest and simple form or system is still in existence. Sole proprietorship is such a form in which the firm is owned, managed, and controlled by only one single person. Only one individual person invests capital, starts and develops business, and looks after the activities of business like purchase, sale, and the result of business, such as profit and loss, are also borne by him. Here you can see the structure showing of sole proprietor. Sole proprietor is the one or the natural person or an individual who controls the business. Either his business dies because of him, or he invests and enjoys the return, or he bears the liabilities, or the tax burdens are borne by the him. Let us see some definitions of sole proprietor. According to Lewis and Henry, sole proprietorship is such a form of business organization in which there is only one person at the top who is responsible, who directs activities of business and bears the risk of failure only by himself. From the definition, one can understand that a lone trader or a sole proprietor is only and wholly responsible. Whole business is carried out under his direction, and the risk of business, like loss or insolvency, rests on his shoulders only. The word sole, which means single, and the word proprietorship, which means ownership. The legal business activities which is owned and controlled by an individual is called sole proprietorship. The sole proprietorship is the form of business ownership which is owned and controlled by a single individual, according to B.O. Wheeler. And according to Gloss and Bakers, a sole proprietorship is a business owned by one person and operated for his profits. According to J.L. Henson, sole proprietorship is a type of business unit where one person is solely responsible for providing the capital, for bearing the risk of the enterprise, and for the management of the business. From the above definition, we can say that the sole proprietorship is the legal business activities where an individual owned and controlled all the business activities. Moving ahead, what are the characteristics or the features of sole proprietorship? First is single ownership. Only one will be the owner of the business. No other person will be involved as the owner. Second, ease of formation. The formation of sole enterprises is very easy. There are few documents, sometimes no documents to be needed for forming single enterprise. The process of establishing the sole proprietorship is very easy. Complexities of law do not affect. Any person can start lawful trading at any place of his likings. Next, direct relation. Owner always involved with the activities of single ownership business. That is why owner has direct relation with business. The owner himself is the manager. Thus, there is centralization in ownership and management. In other business organizations, the owner and management are different entities. Next is investment of low capital. Only owner can invest capital from his or borrowed. In sole proprietorship, the owner himself invests the capital. If he finds the capital insufficient, then he can run business by borrowed money also. The owner himself is responsible to return this borrowed money. Next, self management. Each and every task will be conducted by the owner. In sole proprietorship, as the trader is the sole owner of business, the secrecy is maintained. Sole proprietor has freedom regarding the business. He performs the activities of business with his intelligence and experience under total freedom, and as he is himself the owner, he can take quick decisions with ease. Next, personal risk. The personal property owner will be liable for sole proprietorship. Liabilities for payment of debt is unlimited for sole proprietor. When sole proprietor incur loss in the business, debt go on increasing, and for payment of debt, if there are insufficient funds in the business, then sole proprietor is liable to pay total debts from his personal properties. Next, profit and loss. Full amount of profit or loss will be entitled or borne by the owner. Next, government regulations. Government has little or sometimes no rules and regulations about activities of the sole proprietor. Next, no separate entity. Owner is not separate from the business activities. Owner and director of the business are the same. Sole proprietor himself is the administrator of business. Generally, the owner himself look after the purchase, sale, collection, accounting work and other activities. He himself is the owner of business and he himself is the manager. If needed, then help can be taken from the member of family or relatives or a salaried persons. And the last is uncertain stability. The stability of sole proprietorship is not certain because anytime the business may be winding up for the reasons of loss or death of the owner, etc. Let's have a look towards advantages of sole proprietorship. First is ease of formation. The process of establishing the sole proprietary firm is simple. There is no need to prepare any document. There is no need to pass through any difficult and complex process of law. Therefore, any person with limited capital or having general capabilities can start the business. Next, optimum profit. Full amount of profit or loss will be entitled by the owner. Next, low tax. Income of sole proprietorship is the income of the owner. So, the norms of taxation are applicable to him. Generally, as the size of the sole proprietorship is small, the income is also less. Therefore, the burden of income tax is less. Next, ease of management. Sole proprietor himself is the administrator of business. Generally, the owner himself look after the purchase, sale, collection, accounting work and other activities. He himself is the owner of business and he himself is the manager. If needed, then help can be taken from the member of family or relatives or a salaried person. Next, proper decision making. As sole proprietor is the chief decision maker regarding the matters related to business, owner can take quick decisions regarding important matters of the business. He can take quick decision according to trends in market and changing circumstances. Next, independence of the owner. Sole proprietor has freedom regarding the business. He performs the activities of business with his intelligence and experience under total freedom, and as he himself is the owner, he can take quick decisions with ease. Next, personal relationship with the customer. In sole proprietorship, there is centralization in ownership of business and management. As the owner himself acts as the manager, he can maintain personal and live contact with customers, employees, and creditors. According to changing business trends, fashion, and customer preferences, he can make required changes in production and distribution system and keeps his market safe. By keeping focus on the changing taste of customers, their requirement, fashion and demand, etc., more satisfaction can be given to customers. Next, better control. As compared to other forms of business organizations, there is less legal restriction in sole proprietorship firm. There is no need of approval from anybody to increase or decrease the capital. As the size of business is small, the legal restrictions are also less. Next, flexibility in operations. In sole proprietorship, the owner can make required changes according to changing business environment. Due to quick decision and constant awareness, he can bring flexibility to business. And the last is ease of dissolution. The stability of the sole proprietorship is not certain because anytime the business may be winding up for the reasons of loss, death of the owner, retirement, or anything, etc. Let us move towards the disadvantages of sole proprietorship. First is unlimited liability. Unlimited liability means that for payment of debts, the creditors can put claim on the personal properties of sole proprietor in the court of law. Sole proprietor has unlimited liability, therefore, he cannot free himself from his liabilities. If the borrowings have increased over business asset and credits, then he has to sell his personal properties and make payment for business debts. In this way, the owner himself has to bear all the risk of the business. Second, limited capital. Trading can be done with less capital. This is the important advantage of sole proprietorship. But this is also a limitation. After industrial revolution, the size of business unit is getting larger. For this, raising required capital becomes difficult for the owner. Many times, sole proprietorship firm is not capable to purchase raw materials in large quantities, big size machines, and to have big storage facilities. Third, no separate entity. Owner is not separate from the business activities. Owner and director of the business are the same. Next, unsuitability for large scale business. Due to limited capital, the business remains limited in sole proprietorship. As there is unlimited liability, the owner cannot go for larger enterprise. As purchases and sales are on a small scale basis, sole proprietor cannot avail the advantage of large scale business. Next, lack of stability. When the owner of the business dies or is declared insolvent or loses mental balance, the existence of business can come to an end. If the heirs do not have the ability to run the business, then it is possible that the business might get weaker, and in many cases business comes to an end. Next, lack of employment opportunities. Reasons include mismatch between available workers and positions to be filled, excess of workers versus available positions, and open jobs not filled due to lack of skilled workers. Next, limited size. In sole proprietor, the owner is responsible to formulate the policies of business. Everybody has limitations of working. Though owner may be very intelligent, sometimes the business suffers due to his certain limitations. In modern time, the business requires different type of skill and knowledge. As in sole proprietorship, the scope of exchange of ideas with others is very little. The development of business remains limited. Next, lack of expert management. Sole proprietor himself takes business decisions. He does not have advantage to take the help from experience and specialized knowledge of others. He may be most capable and skilled, but his personal decisions sometimes may be hasty, erroneous, and tend to damage to the business. And the last is limited scope of expansion. Expansion means the act of erasing or the condition of being erased, cancelled, or deleted. Hope you all have understood. If you have any doubts, please do comment. Thank you.